What happens when the world's most self-obsessed tyrant is forced to live like a normal person in New York City? You get The Dictator, a hilarious political satire starring Sacha Baron Cohen as Admiral General Aladeen, the ruthless yet clueless ruler of a fictional oil-rich country called Wadiya. Today, we'll dive into the outrageous story where dictatorship meets democracy and chaos meets comedy. Aladeen isn't just any dictator. He's the kind who renames common words after himself. In his world, positive and negative are both replaced with Aladeen. Imagine going to a doctor and being told, "You're HIV Aladeen." That's the level of madness we're dealing with. Raised in privilege after the death of his father, Aladeen takes control of Wadiya and rules with absolute power. He surrounds himself with female bodyguards, stages public executions for minor insults, and dreams of building a nuclear weapon just to flex on the global stage. His people suffer, but he couldn't care less, as long as his palace is stocked with gold and he gets to sleep with international celebrities. But not everyone is amused. The United Nations threatens sanctions against Wadiya unless Aladeen halts his nuclear program. They accuse him of being dangerous, but to him, it's just a misunderstood passion project. To settle things, Aladeen is invited to speak at the UN headquarters in New York City. This is where the story really kicks off. Our overconfident leader flies into the heart of democracy, planning to defend his dictatorship and charm the world, or at least terrify them into submission. But there's a plot twist. His uncle Tamir, who secretly wants to sell Wadiya's oil to foreign companies, hatches a plan. Tamir hires assassins to kidnap Aladeen in New York, shave off his iconic beard, and replace him with a clueless body double who will sign away the country's resources in the name of democracy. Stripped of his beard and identity, Aladeen suddenly finds himself powerless in a city that couldn't care less about who he once was. For the first time in his life, he has to navigate the world as just a guy. Lost and confused, Aladeen stumbles through the streets of Manhattan, experiencing a world he's never had to deal with. Instead of servants and luxury cars, he's dodging taxis, struggling to buy food, and being treated like everyone else. It's both hilarious and humiliating. That's when he meets Zoe, a passionate activist who runs a vegan grocery store. Played by Anna Faris, Zoe represents everything Aladeen despises: eco-friendly, politically correct, and compassionate. But since she mistakes him for a refugee dissident, she hires him at her store. Suddenly, the man who once ordered executions is stocking shelves and delivering tofu. This middle stretch of the film is where the comedy shines. We see Aladeen's arrogance clash with Zoe's idealism. He insults her customers, misunderstands modern technology, and constantly slips back into dictator mode. But slowly, and against his will, he starts to change. For the first time, he begins to see what life is like outside his palace walls. He experiences friendship, teamwork, and even love. The longer he spends with Zoe, the more human he becomes, even if he's still rude, clueless, and ridiculously egotistical. But Tamir's plan is still in motion. The fake Aladeen is about to sign away Wadiya's independence at the UN, and the real Aladeen must act. With the help of a former scientist from Wadiya who is secretly living in New York, he plots to stop the ceremony. The tension builds as Aladeen sneaks into the event, desperate to reclaim his identity and prevent his country from being sold off. What follows is both outrageous and surprisingly sharp political satire. In a dramatic twist, Aladeen takes the stage and delivers a speech that roasts democracy itself. He points out that under dictatorship you get rigged elections, corrupt politicians, and greedy corporations, before sarcastically noting that democracy offers the exact same thing. It's a moment where the comedy bites hard, forcing the audience to laugh while also thinking about the real world. In the end, Aladeen regains his power, but he's not the same man. He marries Zoe, though he's horrified to discover she's Jewish, a final punchline to his long list of prejudices. Wadiya remains under his rule, but his experiences in New York leave us wondering if even the most stubborn tyrant can learn a little humility or at least survive a week in Brooklyn. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below.